Hi, I'm Daisy. I gained about 11,000 subscribers on YouTube in the last 3 months and about 500 followers on Instagram. I've taught myself how to model basic objects in Blender and the basics of rigging and animating. I've also tried out some other 3D programs like Nomad Sculpt, Womp 3D on web browser, and even Houdini Apprentice. You'd think with all of my achievements recently, I'd be pretty pumped and very motivated. And although I am super happy with my progress, for some reason, I'm not very motivated. I should be getting up and making more videos and putting out content and learning new things, so then why am I just laying in my bed? At the start of this year, I was quitting my big girl corporate job and spending every free hour I had learning 3D. It was a glorious, motivating time, and I felt more inspired than ever. But then I hit some kind of wall. Even though my creative mind was running through idea after idea, ready to conquer that next big learning hurdle, I was getting home from work and just sitting there. And I get it. I'm kind of a cliche. Like, woe is me, I have the privilege of time and I'm squandering it just scrolling on Instagram and doing whatever my lizard brain wants. I did, of course, try a few different things to try to get those creative juices flowing again for me. I recently upgraded my desk setup. My old desk setup had a very narrow desk, and I found that to be a good enough excuse to never sit at my computer, so I thought, why not just make that change and see if that works?
I literally woke up at 5:30 today just because, wow, my voice. Amazon decided that it was a good idea to deliver this at 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. And before anyone asks me how I have the money to buy a $200 keyboard, which to me is a lot of money, I work. It's beautiful. I will now happily replace this. No more cords. Only Bluetooth glory. Where's my mouse? I actually recently got this mouse. I don't remember what it is. RAZER something. It's really good though.
I absolutely adore my new setup, and it definitely helps to motivate me a little bit to keep working. So after about 2 weeks of not even being able to touch Blender for some reason, I was able to get on and kind of do an easier tutorial. Let's just get right into it today. I am going to be doing this cute little tutorial by Cecina. She is somebody that I follow on Instagram who inspires me a lot to make cutesy 3D extrude along sub D. Now I am filling in the side faces. Oh, I see. It's time to make a spider leg. And yet, I was still battling this feeling, the I don't feel like it feeling. Before saying 3D just might not be for you, keep in mind that I was still scrolling through hours of content, looking at other people practicing 3D, and wishing that I was doing it. But if I still have the passion and I still have the drive, then what's been stopping me? To be honest, it's probably the expectations that I have for myself. I'm expecting myself to continue progress linearly and to keep doing bigger and bigger projects. A ducky bowl of Lucky Charms was within my capabilities at the time, and now I've been stretching beyond those capabilities more and more and more. I kept thinking, how can I get better faster? How can I learn this super complicated concept that should probably take me months to learn in a week? But the point of my first video on this channel, and the point that I'd love to keep reiterating, is that you don't have to be an expert at something immediately. You don't have to get good at something so quick just because you want to make money off of it and capitalize on it. It takes away all of the fun, it takes away all of the love and the passion out of what you're doing. Sure, we all need money. Unfortunately, I'm even considering going back to school because I'd love to have a consistent income and to be able to be independent. But, and this is of the utmost importance, you have to try to mitigate those expectations out of yourself. And that's because you can't love something that makes you feel negatively on a regular basis. Sure, you can be attached to it, but it's not sustainable. You'll always be constantly looking at yourself and those expectations that you haven't met as small failures, instead of looking back at the trail of successes that you've had in doing things that you never thought that you could do before. I've learned how to rig, I've learned how to animate, roughly, not saying I'm an expert. I have come so far that I can make these cutesy little renders that I dreamed of making when I first started Blender, and yet I've been sitting and beating myself up for not making better progress. Now I'm looking at crazy space renders where someone's created a whole fantasy world, and I'm asking myself, why can't I do that yet? So you know what? I'm gonna dedicate myself to the small wins. And a small win for me, after almost a month of not being able to do anything in Blender after my animation video, I finally started on a personal project, and I present to you my cute little hot chocolate mug bear. And you know what? He is good for this video. I think people are a little too quick to give up on things these days, a little too quick to throw in the towel when things get hard. This is an unfinished project in my mind, but it's not always about being impressive. Sometimes it's about small steps every day. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'll see you in the next video, which will be coming out very soon. Bye bye!